You admitted to pushing a truck over on your son.
I asked you if you pushed the truck, and you said yes.
And I saw the opportunity.
What kind of father are you? Yeah, exactly.
This is Carl Carlson, currently realizing that he accidentally admitted to murdering his son in a wiretap, because throughout his life, Carl has been met with unfortunate deaths that have landed him over $1 million, making him an overnight millionaire.
So these were just a lot of coincidences that you take a life insurance policy out of your wife, that she goes in the bathtub and the fire starts out right outside in the middle of the floor.
But soon, detectives will discover that this man, living a life of luxury, has another victim that he plans to take, this time with a $1.2 million paycheck. And they must solve this crime before it's too late.
Is there ever truth with us? Well, it hasn't been seen in the 20-some years we've researched you. Let's stop. Take the mask off, buddy. Okay, take off the mask.
It was New Year's Day, 1991, and firefighters in Murphy's, California rushed to a rural property to battle a blaze that had grown out of control. When they arrived, Carl Carlson said that while he and his 3 young children had escaped, his wife Christina was still trapped inside. She'd never make it out alive. But when the smoke cleared, evidence of foul play emerged. All signs pointed to Carl, who had a lot to gain from his wife's death. He'd taken a $200,000 life insurance policy out on her just weeks prior, and his callous behavior after her death did nothing to lower suspicion. He missed his wife's funeral and was even heard referring to her as a crispy critter. But despite authorities' concerns, there was no hard evidence linking Carl to the fire. He married a woman named Cindy the following year, and the family settled on a farm in Varick, New York, where children Levi, Aaron, and Katie harbored suspicions about the real cause of their mother's death. Another unexplained fire broke out in 2002, killing several of Carl's horses and allowing him to collect yet another insurance policy. And then, in 2008, another mysterious death.
I think I need an ambulance.
Okay, what's going on?
The truck fell on my stepson.
Are you with your son right now?
He's not alive.
Is he breathing?
No.
He is not breathing.
Carl asked Levi, his son, to come to the farm to help fix a truck, but somehow, the jack used to prop it up slipped, and Levi was crushed. And while it was another tragedy for the family, it proved another mysterious payday for Carl, who had taken out a massive $700,000 life insurance policy on his son just 2 weeks prior. He was now a millionaire, and a massive spending spree followed, with Carl buying expensive farm equipment, cars, and starting a new business raising ducks to sell at high-end New York restaurants. But in 2012, Cindy grew increasingly suspicious of his involvement in Levi's death. She hired a private investigator and was shocked to find that Carl had recently filed a $1.2 million life insurance policy on her. She went to police, who convinced her to wear a wire while speaking to Carl in hopes that he would let something slip. And while he didn't outright confess, what he said would be shocking enough to get investigators' attention.
I asked you if you pushed the truck, and you said yes.
I didn't push the truck. I said I did nothing to do it, but I said I took advantage of the situation once it happened. And that is exactly what it is.
Carl, you told me that you didn't set it up that way, but when you were in there, you saw the opportunity.
After it happened.
After authorities heard this recording, they realized this wasn't simply a series of accidents. It seemed much more likely that Carl's greed was the prime motive for the murder of 2 members of his own family. He was brought in for questioning, and even though he starts out sticking to his rehearsed story, detectives slowly turn up the heat until Carl begins to boil. The following footage was provided by the Seneca County Sheriff's Office.
So what happened that day? So he came out that day at what time?
In the morning, 9 or so.
So he'd been there for several hours.
He'd been
working on
out there
the
for a
truck.
couple hours. And so we worked on the truck for a while. I had to go, so I went in, took a shower, got cleaned up. And,
This is around what time?
after 11 now.
So after 11, but before noon,
Right,
you went in the house and showered up.
yeah.
You've been working with him for a couple
Working
hours
with
since
him,
like 9
greasy.
o'clock?
Yeah.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, so about 9
Probably
o'clock.
around
you were-
9:30, I've been out there.
And you were working on it for a couple hours?
Yep, I was underneath with him, he was underneath with me. I mean, and at this point in our life, we were getting along really, really well.
Carl claims that just before Levi's death, the two had been getting along much better. But Levi had every reason to hate him, and not just for his alleged involvement in their mother's death, because even though Carl abused him and his sisters throughout their childhood, Levi was a particular target for his rage. Aaron and Katie left town as soon as they could, but Levi stayed and tried to make things right with his dad. Yet things didn't go as he planned. Because as Aaron later explained, he was basically an indentured servant to my parents. They were controlling everything. He wanted more than anything to just have a close relationship with our father. But with a dad like Carl, that effort was doomed from the start.
So what happens? You go inside and take a shower.
So I go in and take a shower, everything, and like I told the officers, and is that when I come back, the wife and I, we left the house. She went to the car. I said, I'm going to go in, talk to Levi for a minute, and I had money for him.
So you told Cindy you were going to go talk to Levi?
Yeah,
and you were going to, did you tell Cindy you were going to give us money?
Yeah, no, I didn't tell her ever. I never told her.
So how much were you going to give him?
$50.
50 bucks?
It's whatever I had on me.
Right.
You know, I mean, because.
Just help him out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, even though he's working, he's still, it's like, come on, it's my truck. My dad used to do it when we got grown up. If you come over and help them, he'd give you 20 or say, hey, go over to the gas tank and fill your truck up.
Yes, I understand.
You know what it is.
So before noon you went back out, or was it afternoon that you went back out?
It was before noon. And I went back.
How were you dressed? Suit and tie
Suit
now?
and tie, oh yeah.
Okay.
And we were going to a funeral. And so I was all dressed up, fancy shoes, pants, tie, the whole 9 yards. And like I told them, you know, I went out, and they were the first two guys I've told is that the truck had fallen over. And I found him dead. And
so this was around noon. You found around noon or just before noon. You found you went out there and the truck was rolled over on him.
Yeah. And I don't know.
So you panicked in what regard?
Just I left. So
now
I went
you saw him. Did you run over and call medical help? Call 911 to get help?
No, I didn't do anything. I froze.
Now, was there a phone in the garage or a cell phone, or
no.
you run back to the house and called 911?
No, I went to the funeral.
So you saw his body under lifeless?
Yep.
Or you didn't know he was dead for sure?
I pretty much knew he was dead.
But you didn't check to make sure you didn't check a pulse?
No, I touched his leg.
But you didn't check his pulse to see if there was any pulse?
No, because it was way
and you didn't jack the truck up off him at that point? The truck was tipped over on him? So you panicked, and of course, after you panicked, what did you do?
Left.
When you say left, you left him, you didn't jack the truck up and you didn't check a pulse?
No, I left.
So you left and went where?
To the funeral.
So how did you go to the funeral? Did you go alone?
No, with the wife.
So you went back to the house?
No, went out in the driveway, got in the car.
Where was your wife at that point?
In the car.
Okay. And you got in the car with her?
And then.
Did you tell her anything? You were shocked?
I was like.
In such shock that you couldn't tell your wife that your son was crushed?
I just.
Did you want to check to see if he had a pulse?
I grabbed his leg and I knew he was dead. I mean.
By grabbing his leg?
It's just, I knew.
Instinctively.
You live on a farm.
Was he ice cold at that point?
He was. The legs were blue.
He had shorts on?
No, pants with no socks.
And how long were you in the house for? Like 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
I was in the house for an hour.
Okay. So you think he's dead, you get in the car with your wife.
Left.
And when you say left, what do you mean left?
We left. We drove down the road, went to the funeral, 4.5 hours.
What funeral?
My wife's family member died.
Where was the funeral?
Over in Penn Am somewhere.
So how far of a drive from your house to Penn Am?
Well, we were gone 4.5 hours.
So you got 4.5 hours?
Well, 4.5 to 5 hours.
And then what did you do when you got back?
When I got home, I went to the garage.
No, when you got back, did you pull in the driveway and go into the house first?
No,
Where did Cindy go? She
went in the house. I went to the garage.
And what did you do? I mean, you already know he's not going to be alive.
I knew, but it was like...
You think he was going to come back to life?
Maybe. I don't know.
Carl will come up with every excuse for not offering aid to his dying son, and each one is weaker than the last. But the fact of the matter remains, he left his son underneath a truck for nearly 5 hours, and when he got home from the funeral with Cindy, he would have a serious situation to deal with.
I jacked it up, pulled him out, and when I seen his face, it was like the switch turned on to reality.
So that switch was off for 4.5 hours?
Yeah, I mean, do you understand?
Now, when you came back, did you jack the car up?
I'd use the railroad jack.
So you used the jack up, and then you did what with his body?
Pulled it out.
And his body had been lifeless for like 4.5 hours.
5 hours, whatever time.
And what did you do to him when you took him out? Did you hug him?
Oh yeah, I laid right with him and cried like a baby.
And then at what point, how long did you lay there crying?
Well, as soon as I pulled him out, and it really, when I seen his face, it clicked.
That he's
I
dead.
ran to the house, and I don't run. But
So you jacked it up.
got him out, and then realized.
Let's go about this. You jack up the jack.
Jacked it up.
How did you make sure it wasn't going to fall over again?
I just pulled him out. I mean, it was
So
just
you pulled him out.
Pull him out.
Did you put the jack back down?
I didn't know. I didn't give a shit about the truck.
So it was up on a jack forevermore then? You didn't block it up or do anything?
No, no.
You just sit on that railroad jack,
Yeah,
teetering.
I mean,
You pull his body out,
pull his body
leave
out.
it right there.
Run in the house, or beat on the door, told her. I come out, she.
You were
come-
shocked he was just found dead, but
Well,
you actually found him dead 4.5 hours
Yeah,
ago.
well, I was shocked when I seen his face.
He was actually dead.
Yeah, it's like, this can't be happening. This can't be. I mean, and like I told them, I'm not going to make any excuse that I was on a shitload of drugs. I've been on drugs for a long time and a lot of them. I mean.
I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, Carl.
This isn't a mistake. This is the worst. You know, and I know that there's saying, oh, there's more to it. There's not. How can you kill your kid? He's come from the shit.
Because you knew what Levi was like.
Yeah, but at this time in his life, he was great.
No, you knew what Levi was like.
I knew what he was like, but
No, you knew what he did to your granddaughter.
I did not.
I think you did.
I did not. Not at all.
Let me tell you something, Carl. I'm going to set this right here. You know, this is what they call a thumb drive
I don't know what
on a
it is.
computer. This is what we can record audio, video, and so forth with. And I know, and we will, and I will tell you 100% truth, I will play for you the audio of you telling what happened. I don't think the only thing you didn't do is you didn't tell Cindy everything you knew about Levi.
No,
I don't think.
I never knew that. Never knew
but
that.
you did not know. I know without question, you did not know. You were concerned about being that Cindy was doing something. You were concerned that Cindy was not being honest with you when she was
Oh, I
talking
knew
to
she
you.
wasn't.
Oh yes, no.
Oh no, I told neighbors, I told friends, I
Who
told
did
my
you
daughter,
tell?
my neighbors,
What
Bob and Amy
neighbors?
Lab down
When did you tell them that?
weeks when Cindy first started into this. I told my daughter, she's a cop, and I'm like,
When did you tell Cindy?
I'm like, at first I'm like, tell you what, and I said over and over, no, I did not kill him. I says you're trying to, she wouldn't say. She was smart. She never played the fact, well, you didn't say that you, or.
Carl, let's not blame this on Cindy here.
I'm not, no, I'm just, listen, you can either
I'm
listen to
gonna
me.
look for a jury's eyes though.
Oh, I know.
You simply made whether it's a mistake
tragic
or a
mistake.
judgment call about, do you think anybody's gonna believe that you saw your son there?
Would you mind if I just stand up again,
And you
please?
just, listen to me 1 second, let me just get through this. You didn't feel the need at that point in time in your life to call, because you knew that Levi's death he was better off, as you said, dead than alive.
No, not at that.
Do you think he was better off
I think
alive?
he was really coming around.
The
The kid that I knew.
Well,
My wife will tell you, I mean, he wrote her a
let's go over, let's play the audio tape of you and Cindy.
No, I know it. We
But
don't have
no,
to.
I think we really should play it, because I think you need to clarify some things for us. Otherwise, we're all gonna have
Look,
a misunderstanding of what happened.
I mean, look, can I say?
You
I
have a
really-
chance.
I really.
Take my hand 1 second. You've dug this hole, Carl. I'm here. I can feel your hand shaking.
My
I'm
hand
here.
always shakes.
No, I want you writing out.
Look,
I'm here pulling out. You got a little hole dug here, a big hole.
Well-
I'm just here pulling. I'm just here going, Carl. Listen to
I'm
me.
not
There's a
gonna-
reason why. There is a reason why that
What?
you and me are sitting here.
Oh, I agree.
But it's
I
not
don't.
just because of Cindy. It's because that accident, that death to your son is why we're both sitting here right now.
Well, I
That
don't.
insurance policy is why we're here. That fire is why we're here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What are you sorry about?
I'm sorry that everybody's here for this when I understand with Levi.
I want to have the
You know,
investigators bring in our audio
Would
recorder.
you
So
mind if I stand?
please stand up.
You do not know how bad this is.
While you stand up, I want to talk to the investigators and find out some
Alright,
some
that's fine.
information.
Can I go to the bathroom too? Take a
You
leak?
sure
I just
can.
gotta take a leak.
If we were Carl right now, we too would be a sweaty mess who was about to pee our pants. Because the detective just let him know that he isn't here just because of Levi. They want to talk about Christina too, and why tragedies in his life always seem to preclude a personal financial windfall. So as another detective joins the interview, they'll pile on the pressure until Carl's ready to explode, and then they'll pile it on a little more.
So a guy like you that's mechanically minded and knows how to jack up a car, you jack it up wrong.
And you would
Well, I didn't jack it up wrong. I mean, he knows the kind of jack I'm talking about.
I know the kind of jack, and I know from being on a farm my whole life, none of us would ever jack it up and let our son ever get under jack with a single railroad jack on it. The most tippiest things in the world.
Well, it had blocks under the drums because the tires were off.
The tires were off, and the thing was up on a single jack,
Right.
a pivot point. Just as you described
Right.
it, Cindy. You described it right to the T
Yeah, but
on how you set it up and jacked it more and jacked it more and jacked it more.
That-
Did you tell Cindy that when she asked you if you pushed the car over on Levi and she asked you, did it push hard? Do you remember telling her no, it pushed easy?
I don't remember everything.
Could have you said that?
I could.
If it's on the audio
yeah,
tape.
if it is, then I said it. Yeah, but I'm just saying.
So when you tell Cindy that the truck pushed easy, why would you say it pushed easy? That the truck pushed easy over on Carl and crushed him?
I don't know.
You were scared to death about telling her the truth that day. You were scared to death about being set up, that this was a police setup.
Well, I said, oh yeah, I said that.
You thought this was a police setup and she was working for the police,
Right.
did you not?
I figured.
Did you think because you were in this public place that she couldn't set you up because of the noise in there and so forth and all the people coming by?
She picked the place to meet.
But you picked the last place the day before to meet her when she was taking you.
Where did we meet?
Parker's.
Well, I picked it and then she picked it.
Right. So you guys each picked these places to meet.
No, she picked it too. She picked Parker's.
But you would admit that these are public places you're talking.
Well, this is where she wanted me. We met.
No, but I'm just saying that these are
Right,
public places.
right.
You're sitting around talking an open public place about this.
Well, we
right?
had signs.
Did you think that people could hear you?
I don't know. We didn't
You
talk
gotta
about
assume
it.
that some
Well,
degree
you
people
figure
can hear you.
somebody would hear something, and that's why I'm saying, why would you, if you're gonna tell something, why would you say it out in public?
Right. You would not. If the stuff you said was in public.
Right.
So
So if
If
you
you were going to confess her, you would tell her in private, on a one-on-one, face-to-face. But you're not going to tell her in public place, is what you're saying.
who would do that? Who would spill their guts if it was truthful?
Why? Because you
If
thought
it was-
people could overhear you? Seriously, could people overhear you? There's waitresses or people sitting next to you.
Well, nobody was really sitting next to us in the tables
And-
because
But could people hear you?
they'd have to really be listening purposely.
Could the waitresses hear you? They're walking by left and right. Customers walking by.
Because where we were sitting, we were in corners all the time. Her choice.
Ever a choice where people could overhear any of the conversation, or were you never concerned about? That's why we were willing to confess this, and you never worried about anybody hearing.
Yeah, probably just didn't care because it's like, all right, I know it's not the truth, but I'm feeding this because it's like, it didn't make sense. The whole thing never made sense to why.
Well, it didn't make sense, but you definitely truly believe that Cindy wanted a relationship with you, and ultimately she
Well,
wanted the truth about your son's
Well, that's
death.
what but it's like, I also knew, and that's why I talked to my daughter about it, and the friend, it's like, even after I talked to her, I went back to the friend and I said,
What did you tell them?
I said,
After this meeting with Cindy, where you told
I
them,
said, this is sickening.
did you not tell them that sickening? You admitted to pushing a truck over on your son.
To feed the furnace.
Feed
I
the
mean,
furnace.
Come on.
Feed the
Who
furnace,
would kill their kid?
and then
If you think you're being set up, Carl, why in God's name would you go in there and say that?
Because I guess part of me was hoping.
What, that she'd say, okay.
and you want somebody back that you
Well,
told her
I
that you
don't
killed
know.
your son?
It doesn't make sense,
It,
Carl.
well, I'm just.
Let's look at the totality of everything.
Yeah.
Let's
I
look at
know.
the house fire where your wife was miraculously dies and the windows boarded up days beforehand. You told the investigators here earlier that it was 8 months ago that you boarded that window up in that bathroom prior to the fire. 8 months, you said.
I don't know for word for.
You told me a month and a half.
I thought it was like a month. I don't know.
And you tell investigators, my notes in the other room, you tell the investigators in the California Police Department back then that it was 2 to 3 days prior to the fire. So 2 to 3 days, month and a half, 8 months
Well,
when it's
you're
convenient.
talking 20-some years ago.
You drew the picture to perfection.
Well, the
description.
house wasn't a big deal because come on.
You talked about a life insurance policy that you said was several 4, 5, 6 months prior to taking it out on the death. We know for factual that
I
wasn't the
said,
case at all.
no, I said.
It was a matter of weeks beforehand, a short term before the fire starts and takes your wife's
Really?
life.
I thought it was like 4 months.
You tell me that the kerosene was brought in to the house
Right.
that day to fuel a kerosene furnace.
Right.
Yet you tell investigators back then in 1991 that it was mistakenly, you thought it was water. You brought in the house as a 5-gallon jug of water to fuel it, to put in the toilet, to flush the toilet because your pipes were frozen.
Right.
And mistakenly kerosene was brought in and knocked on the
yes.
floor. But yeah, you tell me kerosene.
Yeah, but you're.
And then you tell me that a dog knocks over a 5-gallon bucket.
Easy.
Not easy, almost impossible to knock over a 5-gallon bucket and
No.
spill it. And you tell investigators back then it was a matter of days beforehand it was spilled. You tell me it was 5 or 6, 7 weeks.
Detectives bring up the fire that killed Christina and the suspicious circumstances surrounding it. The fire had started just outside the bathroom where she was taking a bath, and the window inside had recently been boarded up. There was a lingering smell of kerosene in the air, which Carl claimed to have recently accidentally spilled inside. But if it all sounds a little too convenient, that's because it is. And these detectives feel the same way.
You were 600 feet away from the house, yet your wife's in a boarded up little room, and you hear her calling your name from 600 feet away.
It wasn't calling, it was screaming.
Screaming your name. And yet, you're able to get blown off the porch, open your eyes, your son's uninjured, you're able to grab your uninjured son out where this explosion just took place, without a mark on him, take him out of the house, run around, miraculously save your 2 daughters, and let your wife let your wife perish in this fire.
I didn't let her.
With no attempt to rip that board off, that plywood board off that house, and get into that bathroom and help.
I went around, by that time, the fire was all the way around. What am I gonna do?
No. That fire was all the way around, and you don't take a chance to look into that window and see your wife. There was no flames in that bathroom window.
Until you're there.
Your sister-in-law tells me that when they fly out there, they fly out to California to be there with you, that you want to go show them redwood trees and go dance on a redwood tree and go around. There's nothing happened.
No.
And as investigators start talking to you, you decide after 3 or 4 days of being after the fire, you're done with California and you move back up to New York.
I didn't get tickets. I didn't say anything about tickets. They got the tickets.
And now,
Talk to my brother. He's the one who got them, I guess. I paid later for them to reimburse them, but they come out with the tickets. I had no.
So these were just a lot of coincidences that you take a life insurance policy out of your wife a matter of 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 week before the fire. Just a coincidence that she goes in the bathtub and the fire starts out right outside in the middle of the floor of that door to a hallway. That's where fires always start.
All she had.
And every time we've done fires, Jack, always start in the hallway with no source of the fire around. But that's a coincidence. Just total coincidence. You go on, you collect $200,000, $210,000, $215,000. You come back here, you buy your farm.
No, I didn't buy a farm.
Ultimately, you did. Did you not ultimately buy a farm? You bought a house, and then you ultimately bought your parents' farm.
Right, and
Correct?
I paid my dad for it.
You sure did. But
For the
ultimately,
money I worked for.
Levi, this one son of yours, this black sheep son, the one son that you don't get along with.
No, you can't say that.
Oh, you're great friends with him?
At the end, very much so.
So Levi, just total coincidence, takes out a $700,000 life insurance policy and names his father that he doesn't get along with. It's a sole beneficiary. No. And you happen to pay the policy. And his death takes place 1 day before he has to have his physical, which you both know he's not going to pass because of the situation he has with his choking and his throat. You're very familiar with his medical history. So he comes over to your house, you entice him over to your house.
I don't entice him over to the house.
To pay him money. You're not going to pay him money?
Yeah, but I'm not enticing him. It's just what he always done.
Levi, come on over. I got $50 for you. Can you come? You're broke, and I got money for you.
No, he wasn't broke. He was working at Guardian at the time.
So he was flush with money?
No, he had. I mean, when you.
So now he comes over to your house with a $700,000 life insurance policy 1 day from his physical. You go out there.
I don't know when his physical was. I don't know when it was.
You go out there. He gets under this truck. That your son, the one you're supposed to love and care for. This is your blood, your flesh and blood. And you jack it up on the chintziest, lousiest jacking system going that we both know of being on farms.
And they're
with no blocks,
powerful.
Nothing to support in case it falls over. Just, it's only my son going underneath there. And if this truck falls on him, it'll crush him and kill him. But miraculously, the truck falls over on him while you're there, and you say,
I wasn't in there when it happened.
You might say that, but we both know you were in there.
Right.
And you then just say, well, the truck's crush them. Oh, I don't want to take advantage of it, but I sure am happy that maybe I leaned up against it and fell over on him. And then I go back in the house. I don't mention anybody. I don't call for help. Did you call 911 for help?
I didn't.
Did you call for help?
No. And
so he needed help, and you're his biological father, and you don't give him help? What kind of father are you?
Piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly. You don't give him help. You let him be crushed under there. You go back and go, okay, honey, let's go to your uncle's funeral down in Penn Yan. And you get in that car and you drive, and you know, you're unemotional. Driving along, 4.5 hours into it. You drive down, you drive back, and you say, showtime. I need to put on a show to make it so nobody knows what happened. And you go out to that garage where the radio's been cranked up so when the truck crushed him, he could scream and yell and nobody could hear his screams. Country music, which he didn't listen to, you know he didn't like, and it's screaming, it's blaring. It's blaring loud so he can't be heard. And you come back and you say, again, it's showtime for Carl to put on my show. My miraculously, I'm a liar show. And you go run back to the house and go, oh my God, Cindy, hurry, call 911. The truck fell over on Carl. Well, you've known that for 4.5 hours, and you want them to come out to your lifeless son's cold, dead body. And then you jack it up, go up in there, jack up. So let's cover you up. Let's jack up. We'll pull him out. We'll talk about the wrench that's clutching his hand. And oh my goodness, he's dead. And I just found out about it. I saw it as soon as we got back. Now it's showtime. Put on the tears, put on the crying. There was no crying for 4.5 hours when he was dead. Now it's showtime for the tears. No problem. Everybody buys it. The police buy it. Cindy buys it. I get my, within 1 month, I'm adamant. I get my $700,000 policy. I don't take my $700,000 and spend on the grandkids, which my son intended for. No. I say, hey, I'm broke. No. My insurance, my policy, my retirement plan went from over $100,000 down to $30,000. I am flush with money again.
No, this was in the wife's name too.
It was.
Yes.
Levi's death was in the wife's name? Bull. It was in your name.
It was in my name. But when we invested it,
yeah, because she found out about it, and you were pretty much screwed. She found out about the $700,000 life insurance policy, and you would look like a greedy SOB if you took it all. So you share the wealth. Honey, we'll put $400,000 or $500,000 us. We'll give the grandkids a little something.
No.
He wanted the grandkids to grow up in squalor, didn't he? He wanted them to grow up in a shit house and a shit crap trailer, living like paupers when their dad had $715,000 in life insurance. So Carl got to build up his little independent life. Because you squandered away like you had your whole life. Doesn't mean that you didn't take it for yourself. You took the money for yourself and put little to nothing in the girl's name. And ultimately, that money was in the girl's name. You had total disregard for that too, because you had no problem taking that money out of it and putting it right back in your pocket.
No, I had a problem with it.
Oh, really? Where is it? You had such a problem? Is it in the girl's name?
The wife.
Oh, she took it out? And you didn't take anything? You didn't benefit from it?
Oh, we both did. We both did.
You did benefit. You benefited $700,000 in the loss of your son.
She still got her 100 and some.
When do the acts stop, Carl, and the truth comes out?
When?
Is there ever truth with you?
Yes.
When? It hasn't been seen in the 20-some years we've researched you. Okay. There is no truth. Do you want to talk about the truth?
You gotta start thinking about some damage control, Carl.
Do you think this ends in a good way? That everything Carl's life is perfect from here on out?
It's not. It's horrid.
It's horrid. You look in the mirror. What do you see when you look in the mirror? You talk about duplication of that big horse of yours through genetic testing. Would anybody ever want to duplicate you?
I hope not.
That's two of us that agree on that. And I'm sure there's many more. I wish he had a different father. I wish your first wife, she had a different husband.
You know,
she'd be alive now, and Levi'd be alive now. It's a pretty sad picture when you see the two of them. Your little baby son Levi with your wife, your first wife.
I don't think you have the right to say that.
Oh, I think I do.
Okay.
I think I absolutely do.
I would do anything for Levi. I'd do anything for Chris. Anything.
As long as they had life insurance policies.
Yeah.
Carl, you should see yourself when you talk about Levi's death. You should see yourself when you can't even look at me. You look away when you talk about what happened that day when Levi was crushed. During this interview, you sat there, you could not look at me. Your head turned down, left, every time. You never once were able to look at me during that whole process. Because you were not telling the truth on any bit of it.
It's because I am so ashamed of what I've done.
I would think you should be.
I did not kill him.
What killed him?
The truck.
How'd the truck kill him?
It landed on him. And I had nothing to do with the truck landing on him. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Just fell over.
What do you want me to say? I don't know if he was reefing underneath on
The
something.
insurance policy just happened 3 weeks beforehand. Just happened to happen the day beforehand.
It's his business.
This statement, you know what?
Yeah, but
we all admit that pushing trucks over on our sons. I mean, it's an everyday occurrence.
Right.
I mean, why would we ever? I mean, you would never. We make up lies like that all the time, just to bolster up what a great image. I tell people all the time how I kill somebody, just because it makes me a better person.
No, it's
I'll tell you, the women are so attractive. I'm sure Cindy would say, "Boy, what a wonderful husband to do that to our son." I really want him back. So that you tell her that for what reason? Are you that naive?
no. I did not.
You just wanted to play the game, play along.
And that's why let me just kill the button. Can I just shut this off? Is it okay? I just gotta push a few buttons real quick.
There's no question Carl is getting pummeled on all sides by these savage detectives, and with decades of evidence to use as ammo against him, it's easy to see why. So as the confrontation keeps heating up, Carl begins to crack, but they're still a long way from a full confession.
Do you mind if I stand back up again?
No, I don't mind.
Jesus Christ, Carl.
Well, I can't tell you something that's not true, sir.
Yeah, you can, because you did tell me some stuff that wasn't true, and you admitted it wasn't true. So don't give me that lie. I'm trying to help you, and you're just flaunting it in my face.
No, I'm not.
And it's kind of irritating me, to be honest with you. You know, I'll go out on a limb for you to try and show that maybe there's some extenuating circumstances here, and you're going to throw this cock and bull story? Come on. No one's going to believe that, Carl. I can be hard pressed to find anybody that would give that any credence at all. Doesn't matter to me, Carl. I get paid by the hour. But if you want to help yourself, you ought to explain why you pushed that truck. If it was a split-second decision, it had nothing to do with the insurance money, okay. We can deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, it's going to be worst-case scenario, my man. Don't look good for you. You got to think about damage control.
Well, I know, but I have nothing to control. I have nothing, like I said to you.
Nobody's as unlucky as you're telling us.
Oh, believe me.
No way. You're not giving me a lot of choices here, Carl, on how this goes. If you want some consideration, you better start telling the truth. This investigation's been going on for a year, Carl. There's 1,000 little things that all point to you being guilty that I can't even, off the top of my head, I can't do it. You need a computer to keep track of them. But they're there. There's a team of investigators been working on this. I'll tell you straight out, you're not walking away from this. So start thinking about some damage control. This is your one chance to do it. You won't have a chance again.
I didn't do anything. Sir, I am.
You told me that before you admitted that you left him laying there. And I don't believe for a second you jack up that truck like that and just let your son get underneath it. You're a mechanical guy. You know better. You know better.
I've unfortunately jacked up trucks before and didn't do something and put his block under and had him almost come down on me and do something.
Right, so you know better.
Yeah, but man, I gotta get my medicine. If I don't get it, I'm not kidding now, I'm gonna be sick. I mean, sick to where somebody's gonna take me to the hospital because this is how bad it gets.
Is it from the pain or from?
Yeah, I just start throwing up and I get sweats and I can't eat, I can't walk. It just, anybody, it's just, this is the way it is.
Okay.
And it's all that you can think about is this.
What's that?
That's all you can think about is the way, right now, that's all I can think about is the way my body feels. Once I get the medicine in me, things feel better. But right now, my kneecaps feel like somebody's just smashed them with sledgehammer.
Well, why don't you sit down?
Well, no, I just have to,
Based on the feelings Carl describes, it appears he may be going into withdrawal. But even with these symptoms, he's determined to outlast his interrogators. And with 2 lives lost and his own hanging by a thread, he'll say anything to save it, no matter how little sense it makes or how guilty it makes him look.
All right, Carl, I really wish you'd be. Last chance, buddy. After this, then things go as they go. You want to give me a chance to help you or not?
I can't tell you what didn't happen, sir, and I mean it.
I don't want you to. But what you told me so far doesn't make any sense at all. And you know it doesn't.
I loved him more than...
I'm not saying you didn't. That's why I need to know, and I need to know right now, because this is about ready to end, and it's not going to end well for you. Really, it's not. All right?
I understand you guys gotta do what you gotta do. I just...
Help yourself. We're crying out loud, Carl. Help
Look,
yourself.
I'm really gonna get sick soon, okay? And I don't mean to change the subject, sir, I really don't. But I'm gonna start barfing and everything else soon. It's that... You know, like I say, I'm apologizing for this, but it's like, it's not getting funny now. I get bad. I get really freaking bad.
The detectives make it clear that no matter how much Carl denies it, they know he was responsible for Levi's death, and Christina's too, for that matter. But his demand for drugs is growing louder, and if he's to be believed, he'll be going into full-on withdrawal soon. So with the screws tightening in every possible way, Carl finds himself quite literally squeezed into a corner.
Can you really get my medicine, please?
I can't get it right now.
Yeah, but is there some way we can do something, or somebody, I mean... you can't even think straight when this is happening. I mean, I'm sorry, you can ask the doctors or whatever, but it's not funny. Oh my God. You get sweating, you get the hots, you get the shakes, you get everything.
Is it withdrawal from the drugs, or is it...
No, it's the pain and withdrawals.
All right, it's crunch time. You're gonna tell me the truth now, or I swear to God, this is over. Like I said, and you're not gonna like the way it ends. This is it, last chance.
I can't tell you something I didn't do, sir.
That's what you're gonna stick to.
Yes, sir.
Bad idea.
I can't tell you something I didn't do.
Sure you can. You did already tonight. You told me stuff that wasn't true.
Well, I think I was scared, and I'm scared that...
I think you're scared now.
I am. I'm not gonna lie.
You ought to be. What do I gotta say to get you to tell the truth, Carl? What am I doing wrong?
Nothing.
Why aren't you being honest with me?
I am being honest.
No, you're not. You know, you can sit there and say that, but you know, I already explained why it's impossible. You don't love your son and leave him there for 4.5 hours, and then when people show up, all of a sudden now you're distraught. That's not human nature, and it's not the way things work, and nobody anywhere is ever going to believe that. So tell the truth.
I am.
No, you're not. You and I both know you're not. Now, come on. You explained it to Cindy. Yeah, you did.
Story too.
Really?
So really.
Because that's what people do when they want to somebody. They come up and say, I killed my son, right? You think anybody's going to believe that, Carl? Well, no, they're not.
No, it was more...
You want to get back with her. First of all, let's take the mask off, buddy.
I did
Okay, take off the mask.
I did want to get back with her, yes.
Yeah, you did. And you even have told people that you're going to be dating again.
No,
Yeah, you have,
no.
because I've got the messages.
No, I said that we are trying to get back together,
Yeah.
and she...
So you don't do that and tell people that you're excited about getting back together with your wife, and then go out there and tell her that you killed Levi.
I think I was...
You don't do that. That is the most thing I have heard, and, I mean, you really think you're gonna sell that to people?
No. But I wasn't worried about anybody else.
Carl.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, tell me the truth, Carl.
I can't tell you something I didn't do.
You know, I'll walk down the road with you. I will. I'll walk down the road. I'll stand by you on this if you are honest about it. Because everybody else that's working this case is pretty much giving up on it.
Yeah, but look what happens to me. I'm gonna go to jail
I don't know what's gonna happen to you yet.
for something I didn't do. You know, for something I didn't do. I let him down, I walked away. And I lived with that for 4 years. You know, you guys somehow, you know, pulled that out of me. And in a way, it's been a relief.
Good. It should be relief.
Never heard him. Couldn't.
You did. Carl, it's all right. Come on. You're that close, man. You're close. Come on. Let it out. Let it out. Let it out. I'll walk with you, man. I'll walk with you. Was it just a split-second thing?
Couldn't hurt him. I couldn't.
Come on. You're this close, man. You're the closest you're gonna be. Come on. I'll walk with you if you do. I'll stand up for you.
What are you gonna do for me?
I'm gonna stand up and say this wasn't premeditated, cold-blooded murder, that it was just something that happened. Shit happens sometimes, Carl. That's what I'll do for you.
It was an accident. I opened the truck door
Okay.
when they did it. And if I'd hit the box underneath it, it wouldn't have happened.
Carl, what was the accident? Why'd you try and hide it?
I'm scared.
You're very close, Carl. Come on.
I didn't do it.
I think part of you did. Maybe not all of you.
No way, I didn't, there was nothing.
Man, you can do it.
It's an accident. I opened up the door and stepped in. I got a cramp in my back.
Wait, right here?
No.
Carl seems closer to a confession than ever and even admits to causing the accident that killed Levi. He still claims it was by mistake, but as a supposed back spasm causes him to groan in pain, you may notice a pattern. Every time detectives get close to the truth, Carl has a new ailment he can use to conveniently change the subject.
I started getting muscle spasms bad.
Okay, well, I got somebody working on it. I got somebody working on getting that for you. Let's finish. We're almost done. So you open the car door?
I opened the truck door because I had to get inside to move the linkage for the truck. And when I did, it tipped and it just fell over.
No, you're almost there, my friend.
I get up, I gotta walk this. I had nothing to do with any of the other things. I don't give a shit how bad it looks. This year I got in the truck, I opened the door because we couldn't get the hinges or the pipe out. And it was because I stepped in the truck and it just fell. It just fucking tipped. 40 years old or something and they're scared.
I think you're almost.
That's it. I mean, I walked away. You do that. I don't know if it was that made me just go and just not register. I don't know. When I pulled him out and I seen his face, it was like it was more than real. It was
Did you pull him out right away?
when I got home. And it was like, it all become real. It became real. It's like putting a face, you know, you see a dead body or something, that's okay, but you see the face, it becomes real.
As Carl unburdens himself about the alleged accident, he gets a seemingly sympathetic ear from the detective. But as his partner re-enters the room, a partner who happened to know Levi personally, the contrast between good cop and bad becomes all the more clear. Because no matter how many times Carl claims it was an accident, no one's buying a word of it.
Little revelation. Can I talk to you?
Talk to me. What's the revelation? Can I move this garbage can?
Is when I went in the garage, I didn't find Levi dead. I went in the garage and he was cussing and swearing up a storm that he couldn't get the link or the hydraulic hose out and stuff like that.
Hydraulic hose out of work.
Out of the truck, because he was taking the transmission lines out and the front brake lines out.
So he was working on what?
He's underneath the truck, yeah.
Oh, he was working on hydraulic?
Yeah, the transmission lines and stuff, because it was an older truck.
Oh, he wasn't working on the brakes, he was working on the hydraulic.
Right.
So he was taking,
And he was underneath the transmission.
swearing that he couldn't get the bolt out?
Yeah, he was cussing and swearing that everything was in the way. And so I opened up the truck door, stepped in, laid over the seat to move the linkages and all that, and it tipped.
So you got in the passenger side, and
Opened the
leaned
door,
over.
we stepped on the floorboard, the running board.
He didn't tell you to move the linkage, you decided would help out? move the
No,
linkage?
he asked me, can you move the linkages, and, you know, and I said, well, is that gonna help, or you know what? And I opened the door, and the truck was jacked up, so it was high, so I jumped up on the running board, or the floorboard, whatever. And when I did and laid over on the seat, it just tipped.
Pushed right over on,
It just fell.
fell on, crushed. So then what did you do? You walked away, you didn't run for
I
help?
just,
You didn't think 911 could
I
help?
just,
You can jack it
I
back
knew
up?
that, I knew the truck was completely on him, the jack was falling over, I just knew that in my head that all I could do was run.
But did you know he died of suffocation because his lung was collapsed? And if the truck was lifted off him, he would have been able to breathe.
I don't know what I was thinking.
But if you just jacked it back up, you know how to use that railroad jack.
Oh,
So
yeah, I
it
know.
fell,
I know,
so the truck fell on your son, and instead of jacking it back up, you ran.
I was scared as shit, I don't know why, I don't know
Just the
why.
metal thing, it just went.
It didn't register, it just blanked, so I just got the hell out of there, like a kid that threw a window through a glass or something and didn't want to get caught. And when I come home and I just all day zoned out, and then when I come home and I pulled him out and I seen his face, it was like the switch turned back on. Like, this is my kid. What did I do?
Colonel,
You know what I mean?
I think the thing that, what happens is that when the truck falls on him, you grew up on a farm, how many times you run those jacks?
1,000 times.
1,000 times. You know that it would take you about less than a minute to jack that truck back up, and that's on
Oh,
in a
I know,
hurry.
I know.
And under super strength, maybe you could lift it and push and
I
maneuver it,
know.
and he could breathe again, his lungs wouldn't be
I
collapsed.
know.
Because people suffocate, like if they're digging a ditch and the ditch collapses in, the dirt doesn't kill them, their lungs can't expand, and you can't breathe. So your son was still very much alive, and you could have saved him, and you could have brought him to life, but you ran and let him die? What, why? Because of the insurance policy?
No, it just, I
Because
was scared, I don't know.
it had nothing to do with the insurance policy.
Nothing. I never even thought of it at that time. I just thought, oh,
Then what's the reason?
I got in the truck.
To kill him.
No, I didn't kill him.
You did kill him. You did
Yeah,
kill him.
I did.
Intentionally.
No.
Accidentally.
Yeah, it was an accident.
Just when it fell over on him, instead of going to his aid, his rescue of your son, you said, nah,
It wasn't.
he's dead. He's gonna die if I don't help him, so I'm not gonna help him. What did you say? I don't want him to live?
Nothing. Nothing.
Didn't you were in the military, didn't you tell the investigator earlier that you maybe killed people, saved
But
lives?
you go blank. I went blank. It's my kid. It's just.
No, nobody goes blank to that regard. They go blank to the other regard. People have such incredible strength in a moment of disaster, a catastrophe like that. That people have been known to pick cars up
I
single-handedly.
know. And I said here.
And you run, not only do you run, you don't run and go into panic. You get in your car calmly and say to your wife, hey, hon, are you ready to go to the funeral? See, this guy here, he believes you. Me, I'm not the guy that's bringing your story here.
No, I don't know what to tell you anymore.
I think for once in your life, I don't know if you've done it in 50 years, but I think it's about time you sit around and you told somebody the truth. I know that you believe in God, or at least you say you do.
No, I do.
But you could not look at me in total honesty and tell me that you left your son there dying when you could have helped him, you could have come to his aid, you could have saved him, but you chose not to. You then walked away, got into a car with your wife, calmly and quietly, drove away. 4.5 hours later, you come back from his funeral and say, okay, it's time for me, my son, who's laying underneath that car helpless with nobody come to his aid, and say, I need to now put on an act to make it look like an accident happened while we were gone. I need to fake out the police. I need to fake out everyone. And you said, time for showtime. Is that not what you said? What did you say when it was time for you to put the show on when you got back? When you pulled back in, it wasn't a show? What was it? You would have gone for 4.5 hours knowing your son is flailing. Not only is he in such pain and screaming, you turn the radio volume up on a station that he, oh no? From what I hear, from what you say, the volume was cranking the country music, which your son never listened to country music.
It wasn't cranking loud, that loud.
Loud enough to cover noises.
You could hear, no.
When you pulled back in the driveway when you left, it was loud enough that you could hear when you were pulling back in the driveway. Cindy says,
when we opened the door.
Why is it so loud?
I did not kill him.
You killed him.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you killed him. Intentionally killed him.
No, I did not.
Carl, you killed him, and you pushed that truck over him, and knowing that you could have saved him, knowing that you could have helped him, you never wanted to help him. You never wanted to save him and get that truck off him.
No.
Because $700,000 plus was waiting for you.
Who gives a shit about the money?
Oh, you very much gave a shit about the money. In fact, you told me how excited you were about this big mare horse you had. It was going to make you millions of dollars. Make you millions of dollars.
Yeah, but that was.
You're a money-driven individual, Carl. Period.
Yeah.
$700,000 is what you had gained from his death. $200,000 is what you had gained from your wife's death in California.
Whoopee. I didn't kill him for the money. Who gives a shit? He could have put that money into the trust funds if he wanted. He could have put that money anywhere he wanted. It was his call.
Carl,
it was his call.
I think there's some people here that want to believe in you. I think there's people here that want to hear the truth. I think there's people that want to know that there's a little bit something more still that you're not telling us. I think these people do this for a living day in and day out.
I know. And
I think there's probably a side of you that is some good qualities, that people see the good qualities in you. And I think you need to understand that this is probably your last opportunity to talk to me for sure, and John a short time. And I think there's more that you want to tell us. I'm confident there's more you want to tell us.
I don't know what there would be. I don't know what there would be, sir. Because that is what I did. Those were my actions when I went in there and I jumped in the front seat and it flopped.
It's interesting. The situations you've had occur in your life.
Tell me about it. I look back at it and
say,
I look at it.
Lightning doesn't strike twice.
No, it strikes. Well, I'll tell you what. When friends get around and we talk about that, and it's like There's no way. How can one person have this much shit happen? We have talked about this, Cindy and I, the people, friends, family. It's like,
Well, we
holy
definitely
shit.
we definitely know an accurate accounting of your 1996 Dodge mysterious fire that burned up, and you received insurance money from that. We have a fire at your house where you had just transferred an insurance claim over from 10 buildings that don't burn just weeks prior to your barn where your horses
but
are.
it didn't pay the damage.
You paid $5,000 for a horse and you insured for $20,000. Yet you tell me you paid $18,000 for that horse. Remember, you specifically told me you paid $18,000.
I didn't pay $5,000 for that horse.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
But I didn't.
Can you prove that you paid 18?
Can you prove I did?
I think we have statements that you said you paid $5,000 for it. Now you're telling us
To who?
18,000. We'll pull those statements, Carl.
No.
Where did you come up with all that money to buy the farm?
Horses?
Horses?
Yep.
Sell your house? The other house you had?
Yeah, we sold that, and I put.
And where did the money come to buy that
I
house?
only paid $95.
What happened to the money from the insurance policy out of California?
I bought the house.
Bought the house. So basically, your death of your wife in California paid for the house, the farm here.
No, well,
Indirectly.
it went into it, yeah.
Yes.
But then I had to pay 60-some thousand to the people out there. I had to pay for all the lawyers here, the lawyers out there. What else? I don't know, whatever else.
Carl, you know, I'm gonna go out to get a statement for him, so the fact clerk can finish taking a statement
All right.
from you. I'm gonna get his paper. I'm not gonna call you a liar. I'm gonna tell you that you're as untruthful as any person I've ever met. An attempt to be more manipulative and to do what you did to your son and try to tell us 3 different versions of it without still telling us the truth shows me who you really are.
Carl shown himself to be a spineless coward throughout the interrogation, and that behavior wouldn't change anytime soon, because upon further investigation, it was found he'd taken out $350,000 life insurance policies on both of Levi's young children, naming himself as the sole beneficiary. Who knows what his plan was, but thanks to Cindy coming forward and detectives' hard work, he'd never get the chance to pull it off. Carl Carlson pleaded guilty to the second-degree murder of Levi in 2013 and was sentenced to 15 years in prison. The case prompted detectives to reopen the investigation into Christina's death, and in 2020 he was found guilty of her murder. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Thank you for watching today's video. Whether you're new here or have been with us for a while, check out one of the craziest cases I've ever covered right here, or one of my newest uploads right here.